Welcome back to Chip's Corner this weekend. Chip, I know you've been on the road all week, AgriTalk on the road, but you've also been covering this next gen theme that we've had on the show and Farm Journal focused on next generation farmers. And Chip, in the Farm Journal report, we uncovered some interesting trends when it comes to younger farmers. You know, you think that they're all in on things, but actually skeptical, low-cost buyers, really practical in how they think about things on the farm. What interesting things have you uncovered this week?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun up here in Southwest Minnesota. We're up here for Merck Animal Health Days, having a great time and meeting some very interesting people. And along the way, of course, we continue to do our shows, including the Farmer Forum on Wednesday on AgriTalk, Wednesday morning. And I talked with two next generation producers, Randy Francis and Tony Mellenthin. Randy from Iowa and Tony from Wisconsin. And I asked them for a piece of advice that they might give to a person that is positioning to come into an operation. And this is what we got from Tony.
If you have a farm, a family farm that's able to bring you back, that means that your parents and grandparents and so forth were pretty successful. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Bring your own ideas, bring your own thoughts, but understand that there's a lot of farms that cannot bring back a next generation, even if they want to. So if you're fortunate enough where you're able to, just know that your parents and grandparents did some things right.
Yeah, isn't that cool? What we're talking about here, Tyne, is showing respect for the work that's been done before you. Now, with that said, to the established generations that are out there, I would also ask you to show a little respect for the person, the next generation that is coming into the operation. And all you got to do is remember what it was like when you were starting out. I mean, think of how many sleepless nights there were, how scared you were to be jumping into this family operation. And I think that mutual respect that is shown between the generations, it's got to be there if that transition is going to be successful, Tyne.
Well, and funny you mentioned that because as we were talking about in the Farm Journal report, the Farm Journal research, what we found is there are more of this next generation farmers. They are coming back to the farm, but the majority of them do not have a formal succession plan in place. So even though they are making some of the seed purchasing decisions, finance, marketing, equipment purchasing decisions, even Chip, what's interesting is there's no formal succession plan in place, meaning they are not a formal part of the operation. And I just wonder, a few years down the road, what kind of rub that could create for some of these next-gen farmers who are making some of these decisions, but aren't formal partners on the farm. So that's going to be something interesting to watch as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Get it on paper. They may have the conversation. You know, the assumption is that your missions will match up with the missions of the established generation just simply because you're from the same family. It doesn't always work that way. Make sure that the mission lines up. Make sure that the values line up. Make sure that the goals are similar from generation to generation and that it's a shared goal in the overall success of the operation.
Chip Flory, you can catch him AgriTalk AM weekdays at 10 a.m. And then AgriTalk PM, you can catch him weekdays at 2 p.m. Central. Chip, safe travels. We really appreciate you joining us from the road this week.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, coming up next, a next-gen farmer blazing her own trail, but her path back to the farm that was a bit unconventional. Clinton Griffith has her story next.
if you have a farm, a family farm that's able to bring you back, that means that your parents and grandparents and so forth were pretty successful. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Bring your own ideas, bring your own thoughts, but understand that there's a lot of farms that cannot bring back a next generation, even if they want to. So if you're fortunate enough where you're able to, just know that your parents and grandparents did some things right.